Hello students, welcome to this session. In this video I am going to discuss the three different kinds of errors which are compile time error, runtime error and logical error. Compile time error, it occurs due to syntax problem. If you have got the wrong syntax, then compile time error will occur. Runtime error occurs when your program has started its execution. Okay, so this occurs during execution. You can reach the execution stage only when there is no compile time error, then only your program can execute. Okay, so once your program has successfully compiled and started execution, so the error which occurs at that time is known as runtime error. Logical error, so it occurs neither during compile time nor during runtime. Okay, and it is not very obvious. For example, you were to calculate the sum, but instead of calculating the sum, you used the minus operator here. So, the program will compile also, execute also, and you will get the output also, but the output will not be the expected output. Okay, obviously a minus b will not give you the sum, it will give you some other result. So, you get the output, but the output is not as expected. Okay. So, this kind of error is known as logical error. So, let us look at a few examples in bluej. So, for example, I declare a variable here, but I forget to give a semicolon. So, when I compile this, you can see that the error shows semicolon expected. Okay. So, let me give a semicolon here. Similarly, here I have written static void main. Instead of writing static void main, if I write void static main, so you can see this line is also causing an error. The error is identifier expected. So, the sequence of the tokens is also important. If the sequence is not in the right order, then also you will be receiving a compile time error or a syntax error. Okay. So, this should be static void main. Then if you forgot to open a bracket, compile it and you will get an error. Okay. Class interface or enum expected. So, all these errors which prevent your program to compile successfully are known as compile time error. Okay. Now, let us look at an example of runtime error. So, I divide 5 by 0 and assign it to variable x. You can see in this case the program will successfully compile. Okay. It will successfully compile, there is no syntax error, but we will definitely have a runtime error here when our program starts execution. Okay, because you cannot divide a number by 0. So, let us come to our project window and bring our program into execution mode. How can we bring into execution mode? By calling the main function. So, let us call the main function and you can see the error has occurred. The error is arithmetic exception divide by 0. So, you can see the error is being displayed in the terminal window. This kind of error is known as a runtime error. Okay. Let us see one more example. So I'll create a scanner object here to take some input. Using the scanner object, I call the next int function to take an integer input. And I'll display a message here, enter a number. So when I compile this, will not get any compile time error. Okay, our class has compiled successfully. But if I execute the program, okay, now if I enter a number, that's fine, it will successfully execute, no problem. But if I enter apple, okay, so you can see when I entered apple, this line is causing an error. Okay, and what is the error? So the error is being displayed here, input mismatch exception. So again you can see that this error is shown on the terminal window. Okay, that means when our program was executing, that is when the error occurred, and hence the error is showing in the terminal window. So this is another example of runtime error. And you have already understood what is logical error. So I'll stop here. Thank you.